Hello? Today, you will hear a story about a man's revenge. My Carolina and I have been married for 23 years. We got married at a fairly young age and have been together ever since. I had a best friend, Michael. We have been friends since childhood. Carolina was in my class. We both liked her. But still she chose me. Michael, of course, was not happy. He constantly tried to impose himself on Carolina, but by doing so, he scared her away. I just got on well with her. And our relationship grew into something more. It was hard to maintain a relationship with Carolina because we have been in love with each other since school. We grew and changed, but remained faithful to each other. And it seemed to me that we were able to overcome many difficulties. And in the future, we will have a happy future. After college, it was pretty hard. I always wanted to provide Carolina with everything to support her like a real man, to be the breadwinner in the family. But, of course, it was impossible to get a good income right away. Stephen, I already hesitated to live in this poverty. How much can each penny count? Honey, I understand you perfectly. I'm working to improve our financial condition. You've been talking to me about this for years. You promised me that our life would be a fairy tale. But so far, I see only some very sad tale. All your classmates have been doing more serious things for a long time. And we all only dream we need to do something. Otherwise, I won't be able to live like this. Dear, I understand. Believe me. Everything will work out, I promise. And there were a lot of such conversations with Carolina. She tried to remind me every time. I worked several jobs to raise the necessary capital for the business. It was not easy. I slept very little at the time. But I had a great business idea. We have been in touch with Michael so far. He was also married. His lover's name was Alina. This girl was from a fairly wealthy family, and Michael managed to become the owner of one of the enterprises. Therefore, life there was much brighter than with Carolina and me. My wife spoke with envy more than once about Michael and Alina, but every time I reassured that we, too, would have a bright future. After a few years, I still managed to start developing my business, and I was not mistaken. It started to bring me a solid income. Michael's business made custom products for me. We have united in a rather promising duo. We spent quite a lot of time with Michael and Alina. We used to get together in the evenings, drink wine, and laugh. It was a very good time. Stephen, listen, well, you said the project. I would have time to do everything on time. Michael, don't be shy. This is very good money. You will make me an order, and I will sell it for big money. We will both be covered in chocolate. All right, Stephen, all right. I'm kidding. We'll do everything on time. Michael said with a forced smile. Boys, enough about work. Let's talk about other topics today. Caroline said indignantly. Yes. The sun, as you say, Michael replied with narrowed eyes and a self-satisfied look. And Michael often intervened in our conversations with Caroline. It was infuriating, and I also noticed how Michael stared at Caroline quite often. Michael, what? Michael answered in confusion. Are you staring at my wife? I asked with annoyance. What? No. Steve, of course not. You are like brother and sister to me. What? How could you think that? I'm sorry. It's just not the first time I've noticed this, and to be honest, it's already starting to piss me off. And also your constant interruptions in conversations with Carolina. Friend, slow down the horses. Hey, did you drink too much today? Have some shame. If something seemed to you there, then I'm sorry, but I assure you I love only my wife. I just know you since childhood. Maybe I allowed myself to say something superfluous, but this is only because we are one family. I would never do that. Don't even think about it. Yes. Friend, I'm sorry. I got carried away. Maybe I really drank too much today. I said in a calmer voice. Okay. Nothing. Anything can happen. Let's get back to our girls. I kind of calmed down after that tense conversation with Michael. But still, something was bothering me. And I decided to carefully talk on this subject with Caroline. Listen, dear. I'm kind of dismayed that Michael sometimes allows himself too much. Stephen, what are you talking about? Caroline asked incredulously. Well, you see, it's not the first time I notice how he looks at you as if you are connected by something more than just friendship. God. Stephen, are you serious? Are you jealous? Well, not really, but I'm not happy. Yes. You calm down. You need to beat yourself up less. Everything is fine. Yes. He is sometimes very annoying, but this is your friend. What are you? Yeah. For that matter, Michael is definitely not my type. All right. Do not boil. I understand. Stupid, I love you. Stop making up this nonsense. Carolina calmed me down as best she could, but I still couldn't calm down completely. These thoughts were like a virus spreading through my mind. Early in the morning, I arrived at Michael's facility. Sony, where's the boss? I asked the senior shift. Stephen, he's in his office. I went to Michael's office. He was pretty rumpled. Michael. What happened? Wow. Yesterday, I had a great walk. So cold that today I barely came to my senses. Noticeably, well, you gave as in your student years. Yes. I decided to shake the old days. So what do you have there? Yes. I brought a sketch of a new project we need to discuss the cost and timing of production. Let's see. When I gave the documents to Michael, I noticed a rather bright lipstick mark on his collar. Wow. I see the night was really very stormy. I pointed my finger at his collar. Damn it. How did I not notice? Why are you so worried? Alina decided to pamper you. You owe debochi. Yes. Yes. The night was what you need. Let's just not about it and so the head hurts. Michael got off topic. After meeting with Michael, I was driving home, and I was haunted by this bright lipstick. This color. I don't remember that Alina painted so brightly. Michael was hiding something. I grained in my thoughts and drove home. Carolina had a good walk with her friends yesterday, so she was also very rumpled. I came home and decided to start preparing dinner since Caroline had been terribly ill all day. Baby, I see you're just like Michael. I jokingly told my wife. In terms of, Caroline asked in a frightened way. Yes. I stopped by his shop as rumpled as you are. Yes. Strange, but if anything, then we were not together. With a joke, but very sharply answered Carolina, yes. I'm not saying that you were together. I just noticed that your condition is quite similar. Caroline's reaction really alarmed me. But why was she acting so strange? These thoughts haunted me. The next morning, I hurriedly made my way to my office. On the bedside table, I noticed a very familiar lipstick. I took a closer look and realized that it was the same lipstick as on Michael's collar. I was very nervous, trying to calm myself that it was just a coincidence. This can happen to anyone, but not to me. They couldn't lie to me, but I couldn't calm down. The only way out of this situation was to check what Carolina does when she goes out for a walk without me. Once I heard that Carolina was going to meet her friends again. I told you I'd be late at work that day. But instead of working, I decided to follow my beloved. In my car, I drove away from home. Caroline didn't go out all day. Toward evening, I noticed how she began to hurriedly get ready. After some time, Carolina appeared on the threshold of the house. She was very brightly dressed. And again, this bright lipstick was on it. My heartbeat accelerated. I felt something was wrong. I followed Caroline to the nightclub. Her girlfriends were really standing at the entrance. She hugged everyone and went inside. The situation relaxed me a little. So far, everything has been exactly as she said. I couldn't sit in the car. Decided to go inside. It was a rather large room with a lot of people, so it was not difficult for me to get lost here. I took a table on the second floor. It was a very secluded place from which I could calmly observe everything that happened on the dance floor. The girls danced and had fun. Everything was fine. I felt that I had started all this in vain. I was already thinking what kind of gift to come up with for Carolina. The party was coming to an end. The girls began to slowly gather. Carolina was noticeably in a hurry. Probably, hurry home, I thought with a smile on my face. I also began to pack up and went outside before them. I got into the car and started the engine. Suddenly, I saw Caroline run out of the club. Then a very familiar car drove up. Carolina quickly got in there, and they drove off. I was alarmed again. It didn't look like a taxi. Decided to follow them. We drove up to a country house. Suddenly, I saw Caroline get out of the car, and Michael got out of the car behind her. Everything is frozen inside of me. "You lying bitches," I said, slapping my hand on the steering wheel. I carefully got out of the car and crept up to the window of the house where the light was on. Carolina and Michael were talking about something. I took out my phone just in case. I decided to record their conversation on video. "So you're saying that Stephen almost talked to you last time?" Michael asked as he opened a bottle of wine. "Yes. I was so nervous when he went to you. And then in the evening, he began to tell me about you." "Yeah. And I'm still an idiot. I didn't wipe your lipstick off my shirt. And he even noticed it. But I think Stephen is too stupid and gullible to suspect us of anything. So do not worry. Maybe yes." I screwed myself up. "Okay. Then let's not talk about it." "Of course, we won't. Come on. Show me what panties you're wearing today. I've been going crazy all day," Michael said in an excited voice and climbed between my wife's legs. Then I saw that these bitches began to fuck right in front of my eyes. From shock, I staggered a little and stumbled, after which I fell loudly, dropping some garden tools. The neighbors' dogs barked sharply. The light turned on. I already wanted to throw myself at anyone who could get out of this house. But suddenly, I saw Michael run out onto the porch with a gun. I did not dare to rush at him. He would have just shot me. After that, I calmed down a little, although various thoughts wandered randomly in my head. I didn't know what to do. Wait until he's unarmed and just punch him in the face, or give a shit about everything and break into this house right now, and that come what may. But all my other thoughts helped to put in order only one correct thought. It was supposed to be revenge. These creatures will not get off with a simple massacre. I started to dig under Michael and found out that this beast just wanted to throw everyone. Michael was going to collect as many prepayments as possible and close the production, sell it, hiding behind a government decision. That this is not on his initiative, but local governments are to blame for everything. And then he would just fade away with a large amount of money, leaving everyone in the cold. This bastard wanted to throw me too. I just left him a large advance payment for the order. One evening, I invited Elena and Michael to visit us. "Michael, my friend, hello." I hugged Michael. "Elena, you look good. Well, dear guests, come in." We all sat down at the table. Carolina brought the roast. "Guys, a very non-standard question. How do you feel about change?" I asked sharply. "What's the topic?" Michael choked on his wine in fright. "Michael, what are you doing? Just curious to hear your opinion." Caroline rolled her eyes nervously. "Stephen, really? What a topic for conversation. Elena, what do you think? Can those who betray be considered the worst bastards?" I asked. Stephen, unexpected. Of course, a topic for conversation. But of course, I would never forgive such a thing. "Well, dear gentlemen, how do you feel about porn? Listen, you are striking today with topics for conversation." Carolina screamed. "Yes? Just stumbled upon pawn with characters, you know." "Stephen, what's going on?" Michael asked anxiously. "Shut your mouth and look at the screen," I said sternly. A video of Caroline and Michael cheating began to play on the TV screen. Turn it off. Turn it off immediately. Michael reached out to me for the TV remote control. Back off, freak. With a sharp blow to the nose, I stopped Michael's zeal. Alina, I see you are in shock. I too recently saw it with my own eyes, but that's not all. This bastard was preparing a setup for everyone. I threw on the table to Alina a stack of documents that confirmed Michael's machinations. You bitch? Michael rushed at me again. Cool down, buddy. I kicked Michael in the stomach. Carolina just froze in place. Alina exploded in emotions and yelled so that I thought the windows would fly out. You stupid bitch. Get out of the house. I told Caroline. Elena, no offense. The show is over. Deal with this scumbag yourself. Please leave my house. Hey, Michael. It's been a long time coming. Let me help you. I slapped a savory kick on this bastard and he flew out through the door into the street. Why are you sitting a chicken? I asked Caroline. Stephen. I don't want to hear anything. Out. And so my brand new life began. Michael was stripped of everything he had. Elena herself began to manage that production with the help of her father. It continued to work, saving a bunch of jobs and saved contracts from failure. I successfully divorced my wife. She still hoped to grab something in the divorce, but it was nice to look at her when it dawned on her that even here she was left with nothing. I've been successful with the lawyers. So all that's left with this traitor is her lies that she's poisoned my life for all these years. But now I could breathe a sigh of relief and move on with my life. Dear listeners, your support is very important to us. If you like our story, please like, comment and subscribe. It's very motivating for us.